Here we are today with episode 24 of the Pit, by EU Challenger player who is currently playing under Clutch Rayn and has just won Cup number 8 in the Modern Warfare 3 season. Pack, how are we, man?
Good, brother. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. I mean, I'm sure we'll touch on it in it, but I mean, how are you feeling? So soon after your win.
It's feeling good, but I want to keep winning. That's the plan.
Yeah.
We haven't finished here,
No. Oh,
and we got another event in a week, so plan
it's
to build on that.
a perfect time. Perfect time to look great. I mean, again, we'll touch on it, but I mean, you recently, I don't know what's happened to you, but your form you seem to be getting better and better as the game goes on. Is that something that's like a normal occurrence for you on games? Do you get better as the year goes on?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it is normally ends up being that way. It kind of happened last year where the early events, well, the teams may not be as good as they were during the end of the season, but during the end of the season, I normally start placing better, playing better. So
Mm.
yeah, I agree. Normally during the end, it does tend to get better as a player for me.
Yeah. Awesome. So, I mean, we'll throw it straight into segment one. We've got Modern Warfare 3 season to date. I mean, it's been such a long season, such a cluttered season of stuff for you. I mean, there's so
Yeah,
much
I
to go
know.
over, so I've tried to keep it as slim as possible. But if we miss anything you want to, talk about, just to fire away with it. But I mean, first off, I mean, as you said, you get better as the year goes on, so it starts worse and gets better as we go on, I guess.
Yeah.
Heading into the first cup in Boston, your roster was F. Dizzy, and Linny. Obviously, Nia was on that before that, but Linny came in as the season started. I mean, how did that team actually form?
Um, I always wanted to play with Linny years before. Maybe a bit. It started a bit in Vanguard, and then Peter kept quitting, and then Peter kind of put the other players off that they didn't really want to play with him because they thought they had this like stigma that he may quit again. But he was always in the back of my head because he's obviously done well before. Dizzy, well, self-explanatory. You know, we're good mates. We always seem to do quite decent together. And then F dot, again, good mates with him. He's obviously unreal. So, but it was a good team to build.
No, formed itself, and you were playing under Esports Pulsar, and I mean, I don't know if I'm correct in saying this. I mean, did you have some issues with that organisation going into one of the events?
No, no, that was another org. I can't even remember the
It
org
was a
now.
similar name though, right?
It was. It did begin with a P.
Yeah. Was that yourselves or was that a different roster?
No, that was the same roster, but
Yeah.
yeah, they were just delaying stuff, and I'm pretty sure they had Steve. I think Steve's. I don't know what Steve's team back then was, but Steve's team did have issues with them as well,
Yeah.
promising stuff and not delivering. So
Yeah. Was it Pulse or something like that? Maybe. But
yeah, no,
yeah,
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It was Pulse.
yeah, that was it. I knew it was one of them. But yeah, well, I mean, what happened? What happened there? Was it just a case of false promises?
Yeah, they were just delaying stuff, saying we'll book the hotel now. Oh, we can't do it now. We'll do it next week. We'll do it next week. We'll do it next week. Blah blah blah. And then obviously it got to around 2 weeks before the event. Nothing was booked. Nothing was done. So we just said we're going.
No.
And then that got a bit shaky when obviously we didn't. We was DMing loads of orgs. No one was saying anything. But Team Pulsar have the same owners as Team Strays. Similar owners. A couple of the owners switched over to that org. So me and Ty, Dizzy knew them, and which helped.
Lovely.
So they came in clutch, to be honest.
No. Yeah. Incredible. I mean, is that something as a player you've experienced a lot in your time with false promises from orgs, or is it just not a one-off on that occasion?
Honestly, I think it happens a lot, but I haven't really experienced it that much. It definitely gets easier as I think the better the player you get normally, you find a bit of security with these orgs, and you don't really have to worry about things happening like that. But again, like F dot was still pretty known. Lenny had been obviously champs in BO4, so we thought, I mean, they were keen. They were, yeah, we'll do this, but again, didn't deliver. But we got saved anyway, and
Yeah.
I haven't had any issues like that. afterwards. So
No, yeah, no, fantastic. I was just curious because you always hear things in the grapevine, but it was true and it was Pulsar, not Pulsar. But so yeah,
yeah.
you went to the event under Pulsar at Boston. I mean, how disappointing was the top 32 after dropping into losers so early? I mean, did that sort of make it a little bit easier because you made a decent losers run in the end?
Um, nah, I think it made it worse going to losers early. To be honest, I don't know. It was one of those. Maybe it was a bit of an ego thing, just going into winners round two, thinking, "Just winners round two, we'll just spank them." And then I remember it was the first half point. I think it was tied game. I think we were just all thinking, all right, we'll switch on in a minute, and then they won't get any more points. But I think it came down to the wire, and we just lost, and it was just. I think we all just lost our heads a bit, thinking, how the fuck have we just lost map one? And then I can't remember if it went map 3 or we lost 2-0. I can't even remember, but we lost. So that wasn't great. And then the vibe was a bit down after that. But and then we, went back to the hotel, said need to start switching on, and we did. And then I think we ended up losing round 11 against Prospect, which was that was even worse than winners round two loss. To be honest, that was horrible.
Oh no, yeah. Well, uh, tough event, but what can you do? It happens, right? But you managed it. F thought that was on that team. He seems to be one of the common themes of the season with you being team with F dot. I mean, how much have you enjoyed building a duo ship with that man?
Yeah, he's a nice guy. I enjoyed teaming with him. Yeah, I think there's a bit of a land stigma around him. That no, I'm joking.
Uh,
No, he's unreal. He's unreal. I mean, you can see what he's doing at War now. I think they weren't performing how they wanted to at the start, but I think they've ironed out their creases. I think they're doing pretty well now.
yeah, you got to give it
So
some
he
time.
belongs in one of those teams.
Well, I mean, there's a bunch of you that do, in my opinion, but there just isn't enough of the top caliber teams right now to slot you all into. But
Yeah, I know.
it's nice to see someone different, someone new on the rise, get a chance in one of the bigger teams. And yeah, I mean, how hard was that for you to see him go? I mean, were you happy? Were you distraught to see him go? What was the vibe?
Uh, yeah. I mean, I'm always happy, but I always back myself and think, I may be better on a, or maybe more deserving of a spot on this team, or that's happened a couple of times this year. But
Yeah,
it's things like that happen. You just need to keep your head down and work out the best situation for you and do the best you can.
yeah, no, 100%. I mean, one of the teams that you grinded with the most. I mean, you qualified for Elite Stage 1, then finished top 6, and that was with Twisted, F. Keza under Revived Gaming. I mean, what was the reflection on that Stage 1 heading into Miami? I mean, how happy were you with that top 6 and how you played in Stage 1?
Um, I think we were pretty good, to be honest. We were just choking a lot. I remember. I think we might have got reverse sweep again. It was either War or Amit. I can't remember. I think it was War, but that happened. So like I think like the 2Ks before as well. We'd be losing game fives. Just I don't know. Just loads of game fives, reverse sweep, or almost reverse sweepings. Just stuff like that. So we knew it's like again, if we just ice up and win these games that you're bound to win one at some point. That would just be the breakthrough. Then we'd be alright. So we went into the land thinking we should be getting like a top 12, something like that. But again, I think we didn't do as well as we could have.
I mean, it was a top 16 at Miami. It's a top 16 it seems to be a weird placement with some of the EU lads. Like from an outsider perspective, it's like that's sort of like the minimum level, right? Of where you're like, yeah, no, we are good, but we could have done better. Can you
Yeah,
can you the team you lost to? I mean, can you look at that and go, we should have won that? I mean, I feel like every game from a top 16 might be the best way to put it. Is honestly just a brawler. Like you're literally playing, CDL borderline teams.
yeah. It would definitely help if we got slammed.
Yeah,
But the map's been so close, you just go away thinking that could have easily won that,
Yeah, they were brutal.
taking it to a game 5 or.
It was like a crazy skid row, wasn't it, on the P4 you or P1
Oh
you lost
yeah,
or something? Yeah, I mean, it's,
lost 3 points on the skid row to take it to game 5. It's just you walk away from that thinking, fuck's sake.
I mean, how did you find the event in Miami? Because we've had mixed feedback from that.
I like the venue. It was just again with the delays. I don't think. Well, there was like issues with getting in, like certain doors. There was obviously that massive alarm. I mean, I can't really blame them for that. I don't know what would trigger that, but the stuff like that. It was just like a domino effect of bad things happening, and it was getting to me. To be fair, especially after I lost, I just be like, just get me out of it, bro.
Yeah,
Can't deal with this anymore.
I mean, would you like to see another Miami event, or would you prefer
Oh
not?
yeah, the place is amazing, but
Yeah,
I think it's obviously they had that shooting, which is scary, but I guess that could happen anywhere in America.
yeah. I mean, you do, I guess, have to question the scheduling of it on spring break, maybe. But like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, actually, yeah, that's also a thing that I didn't think about.
yeah. I mean,
But,
scheduling this year's you could go on a tangent with it, I guess. I mean,
yeah, I know.
what can you do? But yeah, not ideal. Like you
You
say, you
run
could
out,
go
you run out
down.
of breath because you're just talking about it all year.
Oh no, don't. It's absolutely crazy. I mean,
I
one
know.
one of the big things after that was Twisted, right? I mean, how did you know before Miami that that was Twisted's last event this year?
Um, no, I don't think he did. He told us. Well, he may have told. I think he told our owner, but I didn't think he told the team, obviously, because that would just be stupid. But I think we were in the airport having some food, and he told us, and then we were just, thinking of our options afterwards. I think.
If Twisted could have attended Toronto, do you think that team would still be together now?
Nah, I think we would have ended up splitting along the road. To be honest.
Yeah, it happens, right? It happens. And then, I mean, after F Dot's moved to War and Twisted stepping back from the roster, you ended up forming the roster of Dizzy, BB Connor, and Disarray. I mean, you had a top 4 in Cup 6 and a top 3 in Elite Stage 2. For me, you shined on that roster. Why do you think that was?
I think it was a couple of things. I think Ewan was just helping everyone on the team to just perform well, and I guess helped us along the road. He was getting loads of hill time. I guess you could say, he was baiting. Um, but at times he could go rogue, and I think that was one of the main things we were trying to do in scrims, was trying to get everyone to like play together. And obviously it's been so long since he had a actual,
Yeah.
like, a decent team to I guess to get better with. But yeah, we tried our best to do that, and I think with the time we had, we managed to do well, and you know practice as much as we could and create a good team environment. I guess it worked out with the placements.
Yeah. I think, like you said as well, with like this being his first chance, on a respectfully proper roster this season, a constant top 8 team. It was nice to see him on it and, see you lot do so well, to be honest.
Yeah,
So, I mean, hopefully they can continue, he can continue great things because, yeah,
yeah, definitely.
yeah, great bloke. But, after such a good top 3 placement like we just spoke about, under revived in the Elite Stage 2, what was the temptation to join the Clutch Rain roster of Denza, Twiz, and Cobra?
Well, Cobra's just the goat. Name is Cobra Goat for a reason. Cobra MVP. He's just the man. He does everything. Everyone can just put their feet up, and he just kills everyone. 50s, 40s, 30s, whatever you want. Um, Obviously Sleep. He's just self-explanatory. He's probably won everything you can win in challenges. And then Twiz, I think's immensely improved after the last couple years. So he was maybe like start of MW2. You know, he was on pretty like subpar teams, and then I think I can't. Was he ever teaming with Brezzy? Sure, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think being on teams with like Brezzy, and obviously he was with Cobra as well. I think teams like that really helped him, and so number three, I just thought it was a no-brainer. So, I slotted in.
Um, I mean, a complete different dynamic to anything you've been on this year, right? I mean, have you ever been on a team with like slayers like this?
Um, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, no, just
No, I think again, I'll boost myself here. I think normally every team that I've been on so far, that I'd probably be the best player, but I think there's a certain conversation on our team who would be the best player is. I'd always back myself, but that guy's unreal. I can't even try to argue anything with that.
no. I mean, we saw some of his stat. Well, I think there's a series where a plus 56 and a 2.02, and it's crazy. And then like you go into grands and like he slows down from that, and then I mean Denzer is just. I mean he was moving in your Cup 8 victory, just absolutely moving, and it must just feel great, right, to look at that kill feed and just go, sound lads,
I know.
I'll go get spawned, shall I?
I think that is that's probably the best thing. I think just not having to do as much. Of maybe on other teams, maybe I was trying to do too much, or I don't know. But I think on this new team, I have my moments. Sometimes I could just sit there, do nothing. Fine. At
No,
the end of the day, we get the win, and that's all I want to do.
I mean, what was the feeling after that win? Your first, your first cup win.
It was weird, to be honest. I was obviously very excited, but it was one of them where I think I can't remember what game it was, but we won a game, and it's like I already knew we'd won. It's like just the way we were playing. It's like I don't know. I think it might have been after the Steve game. It's like I was just thinking we're just not gonna lose today. It was so weird. Like we lost that winners game against the Spanish. It was just such a bad. It wasn't a bad choke, but we choked, and we were just playing like really frantic in the hard points, and then we just played them again, and it was just a smoke show again. Our controls were awful. Obviously, we need to go and have a look at that. But apart from everything else, it was again. I just thought we're gonna win this, so I just don't even have to worry about anything. I wasn't even. Normally, I'm gonna like people don't really admit about it. People get nervous, but in that 2K, I wasn't even nervous. I just knew we were gonna win.
That's incredible. I mean, and something. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but your Rio hardpoint looks like the best Rio hardpoint right now in EU. Is that the case in scrims? Is that like one of your best hardpoint maps it's been?
I can't even say. We literally played one scrim before the 2K.
You played one scrim before the 2K and went and won it.
Yeah,
Who did you scrim?
Falcons, and we got bummed.
That's incredible. That is absolutely incredible. But yeah, I mean, just your Rio performances yesterday would have just looked lights out. And I mean, the Vista hardpoint as well. I mean, the Spanish, they like sub base map one, they loved, right? So it's like teams have to veto
Yeah,
that against them. So now it's like, and they got pretty good at Vista map one, and it's like, they're an issue map one, and you just, well, it wasn't close. So I mean,
yeah.
your hardpoint, you might be the best hardpoint team in the game right now going into Toronto.
I mean, to be fair, there's a shout out to Sleep because after our one scrim, we all said, let's get on tonight. Go over like 3 hours of we just loaded up in a private match. Go over like setups and how we want to, flip for new hills, break hills, and that just if we didn't do that, we would have got I think like top six, maybe like a fourth. But I think that just that's probably that like 3.5 hours was probably worth about 10 scrims.
Well, yeah. Have you noticed like that change in mentality, the hunger, the the extra workload? Now you've gone from a top six team, your top six seeded team to like what should be a top four seeded team?
Um, I guess time will tell because it's still only been a while, but I think on that BBCon you and Dizzy team, I think we probably worked just as hard as like the top two teams, top three teams, just because we needed to, because we weren't as good.
Mm.
I think that's where other teams just probably miss out because maybe they just accept that they're that echelon of team and they're just they can't do any better. But we were just we were pushing that. We were pushing that you don't need you don't need these high kill players. Obviously they help, but you can win just with teamwork basically.
Yeah.
It's just playing the game right.
No, especially this year, and I think it shows. And I think what you just said, like you put the extra work, and like I said, with that roster, you got a top four, a top three. Like a lot of people wouldn't expect with that roster when that first got formed. With the amount of time you had
Oh no,
together,
definitely not. Yeah.
and I mean, yeah, you put the work in those. So yeah, I mean, just a credit to all of you. I asked a question. I'm just intrigued to know how much of a drill sergeant people like Cobra, Twiz, and Denzer are. Like, how strict are they with everything? Is everything bang on?
Yeah. Yeah. Sleeve likes his things to I think a bit of perfection. No one's perfect, but you can replicate it as best as you can.
Yeah. No.
Which I think that's why that little 3 hour session helped. I think it kind of got into everyone's head how they wanted to play, and I'm pretty sure they didn't watch too much VOD before, but I think just stuff like that, like just going into a private match, even talking like that, I think it helps to stick better because I don't know. I guess you're in the game and not just watching it. But I guess it's all reps, and we have scrims coming up this week. We can just keep trying to replicate the things we were saying in that session.
No. Yeah. Quality. And I mean, you were with Revived, right, for such a long time since Elite Stage 1.
Yeah.
Was it, how difficult did you find that to leave that brand? Because obviously, like, I know this is all business, but you spend so much time with brands and, the owners and, what you all put into each other. I mean, how was that? Did you find it hard or are you
Oh
kind of
yeah.
over it?
Nate is the owner. He's probably the best owner that I've ever been under in COD. He's obviously you've done an episode with him on here.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy. Very helpful. So invested as well. He's obviously wishing us luck every game and helps us get to all these events. Yeah, he's great. And it was hard to leave. I think I told him and then I told the team because I feel like he'd probably take it harder than the actual players. But yeah, it is sad, but I guess it's COD at the end of the day, and I think he understood.
Yeah. No. I don't think anyone will stop anyone from, bettering themselves in the scene, to be honest, if
Nah.
they have the right intentions, which I'll be honest, it seems like that brand and that person does. Um, But one last question on this one. Obviously, we've got Toronto next, which we're going to get onto. How happy are you that Cup 8 is done and you've got a good week to 10 days to scrim before Toronto?
Oh yeah, I mean, it is a weird thing with newly formed teams because I feel like they can be obviously there's people say honeymoon period, and even the team that won Miami, I think they only had like 9 days of scrims, so it's like a similar sort of thing. And I think it happens quite a lot where teams, newly formed teams, end up doing well. But I do think it can just only get better from here, and we can only get better from playing these scrims. And yeah, I can't wait to be honest.
Yeah, no. Awesome. Actually, I've got one more for you while we're on this. Do you have one regret from this Modern Warfare 3 season so far? Has there been any roster offers that you had that you didn't take that no one knows about? Any chances you could have had? Anything if would have gone different? The year would have been different already.
Mm, no, I don't think so. I think I've had offers I had a couple offers after this elite, and I think, well, I like to think, I made the right decision. But there was some thinking involved, but I wasn't long thinking. It only took about 5 minutes. But yeah, no, I don't think any regrets.
Yeah.
I think I tend to know what's best for me. Normally, it turns out right. So
No, I don't think you're not going to object that, mate. After the roster moves you've just made, and then just securing $2,000 at the weekend with your first
yeah,
win. So, nah, quality. So I mean, segment 2, Toronto Open Modern Warfare 3 with Clutch Rayn. I mean, we've touched on it briefly, but I mean, heading into Toronto after the cup directly before it winning it, I mean, it must feel great. Do you think the team has enough time to improve significantly to go and win the event? What is the expectation there? Obviously, I know you're all winners, you all want to win, but what is the thought going into the event?
yeah. I think right now, if we play how we played in the cup, by the controls, obviously we fix up controls. Yeah, I don't see why we can win it. I think if we played how we played in the cup, even without fixing the controls, I think we'd be what, top 6, top 4 in Toronto. I think so. If fixing those controls, I think that's the last step. That'll be the last step to obviously competing to win it.
Do you think controls that mode where it takes the most amount of that takes the longest to really perfect the game mode as a team? I think hard mode
No,
comes more
no. I think
naturally.
it's honestly the easiest,
Yeah.
which helps. I think controls very. I don't know. You can play control very just kill horde based, and it can tend to work, but it's all about just. And I guess it's different from map to map, but it's all about just reading the pressure, I guess. And yeah, I don't know. Control's a weird one. I don't know. It's more team based. I think you need to play slower in control. So I think that's maybe where you come off a hard point, or we play S&D quite quick. That maybe we go into these maps playing them a bit like a tag quick.
Mm. Yeah, well, I can imagine maybe slowing down Cobra and Denza when they're absolutely moving around the map might not be the easiest thing to do.
I know, I know.
Oh, but I mean, why clutch Rayn for this LAN event? Because I mean, you've made the change so soon, and I know they're incredible players, but you've left yourself 2 weeks before Toronto. Why?
um, I like to take risks. To be honest, I'm a risky person. I'm very I think in general I'm just a very what's the word, spontaneous person. I don't. Maybe sometimes I just said I look over my decisions, but maybe sometimes I don't, and maybe I just do things for the sake of it. But I don't know. I think most of the time the riskier decision is normally the better one,
Hmm.
or the harder decision is it turns out to be the better one. So I think we could have done well with that old team at Toronto, but I don't think it'll be anywhere near what this team's capable of.
Hmm.
Obviously, no offense to them, but
I mean, game's the game. Who's ever going to back their old team over the new one? Let's be honest, no one would.
yeah.
So, yeah. um, did I mean? Is this the most confident you've ever been going into an event? I imagine it has to be after that cup
Yeah,
win.
yeah, by far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think probably the only other team would have been last year's Toronto with me, Rafi, Henry, and Dizzy. Because on that team we knew our potential. We just got, what was it, top 6 in the elite, which we weren't happy with. We had a 2K before that, which if we didn't get hacked on, we would have. I think, well, depending on how we did in the cup, we could have qualified for champs. Obviously, if we would have carried on and got the top 6 at Toronto. But I think we got like top 32 in the cup, and then our scrims were good. We were always good in scrims. We just need to maybe put it in the tournament format, and then we We obviously did really well at Toronto. I think we had multiple reverse sweeps. Just a really icy event. So Toronto seems to be my place.
Yeah, I mean that is literally one of the questions on it, right? How excited are you to attend Toronto again after having a great top 6 placement there last year? I mean, is it meant to be, mate? You've just won a cup. You're going
I
back
think
to
it's meant to be. Honestly, I think it is. Toronto is actually just there's just good vibes, good aura in Toronto. Because in Vanguard, obviously, I was with JC Wiley, Ali FSA, and Isaac, and that team did way better than we should have. We got the same placement as teams like I think it was like War, someone else outplaced the Rocker Academy, which obviously they were pretty shit all year, but still outplacing these teams on LAN, who might just run through you online, which is good.
a top 16. I'm going to be honest with that roster is exceptional, and then the top 6 last year. I mean, you've just won this cup. I don't normally say it, but I don't want to jinx you, mate. But I mean, it's looking promising.
I'm telling you, it's coming. It's coming home, as they say.
Oh no, I mean, yeah, incredible. Obviously, like the clutch frame, we haven't spoke too much about the brand. I mean, what has there been any big shocks to you since you've joined the brand? You know, what are they like to work with, or have you just not had chance yet?
What in terms of the players or like the staff?
The background stuff. You know, the owner, like how everything's run, the announcement of you going on.
Oh,
Like, what was the process like? Does it feel a lot more big time? Like, and anything you've been involved in before, or have you just not had a chance yet?
no, not really had much chance. Like I don't think they've even put out an announcement tweet, to be honest.
No, I don't.
But we spoke in DMs a bit. They seem like nice guys. So yeah, I'm happy to represent them, to be honest. And I think they were pretty gassed that they got their first win. But yeah, I think probably Falcons is probably the the bigger. That was probably like a bigger shock to join.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, with how long the season's been, right? I mean, we could talk for hours on this alone. I didn't want to go too much into the past, but obviously, the Falcons was a huge part of your rise. What was that like being on that brand? Like you said, I mean, it must have just been crazy. The support that they get is absolutely absurd. Was it
And
overwhelming?
you wouldn't find it anywhere else. I'm telling you, it's so weird. It is a bit overwhelming. Or not. It's more overwhelming when they're against you, to be honest. They're pretty crazy people. But yeah, like I probably gained about like 150 followers like on Twitter as soon as like I joined, like stuff like that. Just have loads of people following you. You have loads of like engagements on Twitter, massive on socials, and obviously, well, yeah, they're like the biggest Saudi org, so it was pretty cool. Um, it's pretty good to see them doing their thing now.
Mm.
Yeah, EU challenges, they've improved so much as well.
I mean, just from let's even forget about last season. I mean, just this season alone, from even Boston till now. I mean, I don't know what Luti's done there, but Jesus Christ! I mean, I think they could have been in grands with you this week. To be honest, they were playing some really good COD. Are they?
Yeah,
I mean, are they someone you're going to tip to make champs this year in EU?
yeah. Oh, by far, I think they should win the LCQ easily.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm hoping we, get that top 4 spot. And
You're pretty close
but
now. I think it's like
I think yeah,
1,000
after we won
points.
the 2K, I think it's only a couple thousand off Rafi's team. So hopefully after Toronto, that gap should be closed, and then I won't have to worry about that anymore. But regardless, I think, if we were to end up playing the LCQ, we should qualify anyway. I'm not choking another LCQ again.
Yep. No, I'm not going to argue with that one, mate. Oh, that is quality. But I mean, yeah, back on the clutch thing. I mean, do you know, is it just a case of for Toronto, is it just the 4 players going? Do you know if you've got any background staff going, any curators? Do you know what the plan is with that yet? Is everything booked? Are you ready to go?
See, I don't know. I think I'm pretty sure we're getting our stuff booked in the next couple of days. Obviously, I already had stuff booked with Revived. I had my flight booked. That's already done. I think it's just accommodation and stuff like that.
So still to be sorted. Then you've just come in, won a cup, and then like, we'll worry about Toronto after, lads. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we're just chilling right now.
Vibe is exceptional. Oh, right. I asked Resi this question before Boston, so I'm going to ask you it before Toronto. We know everyone's goal is to win the event, but what placement would you deem acceptable?
Mm, top 6.
Okay. Okay.
I don't think a top 8 I wouldn't be happy with. I mean, obviously anything under that. But yeah, top 6 and above, I think I'd be happy with.
Have you looked
But
at
again,
the potential bracket yet? Has anyone put that together for you? You got any idea who you might be playing in some of the early
nah,
orders rounds? No.
I'm sure they're. What's his name? Wiggs or something. Pretty sure he makes a bracket. That probably should be out in the next couple of days, so we'll be able to see.
No. Sweet.
I'm pretty sure I got told we might be playing either the Spanish or War. I don't know, in one of these future rounds.
Ooh.
Don't know if that's true, but
Your fifth seed. Probably, yeah, probably be Spanish. Imagine,
yeah,
yeah.
which would be a good game.
No, I mean, hopefully hopefully just the top 6 is just the U lads by the end of it, and that's all I can hope for.
Yeah, that's hope.
Does the team have any different preparation heading into a LAN event compared to online events?
I don't think so. I think it's just the same. Just I guess practice what you preach, what you've been going over. Scrim like you're playing a tourney. We don't have much time to fuck about, so we need to lock in and make sure we get the most out of these 7 days.
Perfect. Do you have any weird quirks, any pre-game rituals in a LAN environment, anything you must do?
Kind of. It might sound a bit weird, but if I'm long in a session, say at LAN, and I've been playing for ages, I'll be going to the toilet a lot, and just for number ones, just going for a piss. But I can't wash my hands, otherwise it will reset my whole thing. If I wash my hands and I dry my hands, my shot's gone. Everything's gone. So yeah, I don't wash my hands when I go for a piss. Obviously, other things I have to wash my hands, otherwise that's a bit grim. But
Sound, mate. We've had some odd answers for that. Zappy has some really weird rituals, and some other players do. But I mean, yours might be up there, mate. That is incredible. No one
yeah,
touches man's controller at a LAN event.
yeah, don't go anywhere near it. Well, and I need the same pair of joggers on every event.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all week, like you'll wear them the entire event.
yeah, for each day. Yeah,
To be fair, joggers and that is not that bad anyway, is it? Bottoms is fine.
yeah, that was a thing after the Toronto top 6. I was like, I wore these now, so I've got to wear them every time.
No, okay. He's got lucky pants as well. You got anything
Yeah.
else, Pack, you want to share while we're here, mate?
I think that's it. I don't. Maybe it's not, I guess, a quirk, but I don't take any caffeine or anything when I play. I just drink water,
No
which I
caffeine at
think
all.
no energy drinks, no coffee, no nothing.
Jesus.
Which people might find weird. Don't know.
Well, I mean, caffeine's just highly addictive. Like, if you go without it and like you don't need it, then I guess your body doesn't crave
Yeah.
it, and you can just It's just fair play, mate. To be honest, because I mean, the amount of caffeine temptation around you at these events must be absolutely absurd.
Oh no. Yeah.
Okay, mate. I mean, that's an incredible few minutes there. Why we have a man who's already attended Toronto twice. I mean, do you have any recommendations or tips for people that will be attending for the first time?
To be fair, I don't do much when I'm actually there. I think the only time I actually did stuff was in Vanguard, where I went to, was it the CN Tower?
Yeah.
Went in there. That was pretty good. I think, yeah, if you are there, you should do that. Obviously you go to Niagara Falls, but that's a bit far. If you're I think if you're there playing, you probably won't have time. But I think if you're there just spectating, then that might be a decent thing. There's obviously loads of good food spots. Yeah, just beware because there's some tweakers on the street.
Is it one of them? Is it?
There can be, yeah. I think this is the only city where I've seen a lot of them. To be fair, maybe I haven't visited the right areas in the other places, but
Noted. What is it, right? When you land in America, Canada, what is your first go-to meal?
it's normally Raising Cane's. But
Yeah.
Toronto doesn't have it, which I'm very annoyed about.
Toronto doesn't have a Canes.
Well, I think it does, but it'd be
Fuming.
too far for us. So, if not that, maybe a Chick-fil-A, probably. I
Sweet.
like my chicken, so.
I mean, again, right? I mean, you seem to be a man that is looking after his body. No caffeine, pumped with water, lots of protein. Is that something
Oh,
you
that's
try
not
and do?
true.
No,
No, that's
no.
not true.
Oh, well, you made it
I have a
sound pretty good.
horrible diet.
You made it sound good for a couple of minutes, mate.
I know,
You
I
had me.
know.
Are you? Are you one of them? Is it just going to be Uber Eats? Just completely grown food, and the Airbnb is just going to be absolutely reeking of garbage.
Mm, I think it depends who I'm teaming with.
Yeah.
I'll probably adapt around my environment. If people just want to get Uber all the time, I have no issue with doing that. If you want to go out all the time and have a decent meal, I'll do that. I'll just do whatever's going.
Yeah, mate. You seem far too chilled with it all. But fair enough now, because I've made some of the Airbnbs and stuff. Like even the videos I've seen, fucking disgusting, mate. Around these events, absolutely.
I can't lie. Our what was it? Our Boston one wasn't good.
I don't
You
want
can
to.
blame F-Dog for that. You can blame F-Dog for that.
Oh, mate, I'd hate to. Oh right, I mean that's the Toronto segment done. Unless you think there's anything that we've missed there. If not,
Nah, I think
sorted.
yeah.
Sweet. So segment 3, we've got the hot seat. We've got some light-hearted questions, mate. Pretty simple. Just fire them off, mate. Take as long as you want with them. Uh,
Yep.
with the classic, mate. Your favourite ever teammate.
Oh, I think. I mean, are we saying this team now? I guess they're my teammates now, aren't they?
Let's not scapegoat this, mate. No one you're team with right now. Who's your favourite ever
Okay,
teammate?
okay.
He's one of them.
I'll go Rafi.
Okay, I like that. Right. Favorite brand you've ever worked under, which can't be Clutch Rain?
Falcons.
Oh, okay. Is that because of the fan base, the background stuff? Any reason? Lucy?
Money.
It's an honest man. I like it, mate. It's not
Yeah.
spoke about enough in this space. Money talks. If you can pick one player you never had to team with again, who would it be?
Oh, come on. If I never have to team with again.
Yeah.
I have to go have a look down the Codpedia, I think.
Is that many?
No. Just trying to, dodge the question a bit. JC Wiley.
Fair enough. Any reason?
Nah, he's too good for me.
Right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Which person has helped you the most on your rise in competitive Call of Duty?
Probably say Lucy, maybe.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So Hicksy didn't want to give him much credit, but you've given him all the credit, so that might make
Oh
up for that one.
no, well, he seems to, be this guy that just brings everyone through. So
Just
I didn't really want to say him, but I can't think of anyone else. So
quality. Hardest player to win a gunfight against in the EU.
Wee man,
Oh,
because he's got the best web in the world.
has he actually?
Actually, no, I'll take that back. Mythics.
Oh, okay. Is
Yeah.
is that web related or not?
I can't say web related because he's got really bad web, but he is a bit of a bullshitter. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Obviously, he's unreal, so that helps.
Yeah, kid's pretty good at COD. Favorite event you've attended?
Mm, Texas, I think. Texas last year.
Yeah,
Hmm
you looking forward to going back there this year?
Yeah. No, yeah. I think probably being on the Falcons helped there as well because we were on some insane hotels, absolutely crazy. Right next to a bar as well. It's, good vibes all around.
Just give this man a business card more often. He absolutely loves it. By
Yeah,
the
I know.
sounds of it.
I'm built for this, I think.
Superstar in the making. Uh, uh, is there one player you haven't had the chance to team with yet that you hope to in the future?
Um, maybe like a Harry or someone. I don't know.
Okay.
Good mates with him, so
Well,
I would probably say Steve, but I guess I team with him for a couple of weeks. But
we'll take the Harry one.
yeah.
Favorite ever comp map?
Oh. Um, I'd probably say Retreat AW.
Oh, okay, I like that. Not a fucking raid.
Yeah. No, I didn't really play Cold War. I wasn't. I was living in Australia, so I didn't play any Cold War. Obviously, played about Black Ops 2, but I wasn't competing. So
Yeah, no, I like that solid answer. Which Call of Duty title would you say is your best on an individual talent front?
say say either Vanguard or this one. I feel like I've got just better as an individual as I've just got older and every year. No, I used to think, I was unreal. I used to compete in AW with Dizzy. And I used to think, we were unreal. We'd play the Gfinities against like your Marky Bs and your Urbans and your Desires and stuff like that, and make them, tweak a bit, maybe lose like 3-1. I think we were shit probably. They're probably just overgassing it. So I think, yeah, probably either this COD. Yeah, I'll take this COD actually.
Sweet. Your best memory competing?
Um, Might give people some dope here saying this. Saying if I beat someone. Uh, I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say beating Chill Wee Man at Toronto. I hope he doesn't see this and get dope off that. But
Oh, quality.
it was a round 11 grueler, game 5. It was pure roars.
Pure passion.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, we might see that again. Who knows? In a week's time.
let's hope so. Let's hope so.
Uh, right. Last one. If you could pick one EU Challenger player to be picked up to the league next, that isn't yourself, who would it be?
We allow my teammates in this or no?
I'll have a teammate answer and a non-teammate answer.
Okay, well I'll say Cobra, and then I'll say Mythics.
No, I mean quality, absolutely
Yeah.
quality. I like that. That's everything I've got for you, mate. We've gone through it already, so I mean we're on to guest time. So basically, anything you think I've missed, anything you want to talk about, anything you want to ask me, or anything you want to promote, you can use this time. If not, we just go to an outro, mate. It's down to you.
Well, oh, I was trying to jinx myself, but I don't think I will. I'll call it there.
Yeah,
I was about to say everyone beware in Toronto because we're coming, but no, I don't want to get clipped or something.
well,
And fail miserably.
you've said it now, mate. It's
I
coming.
know I've said it, so watch out in Toronto. We're coming.
Oh no, that's awesome. Absolutely quality. Oh, I mean, I'll be honest, Pack. I mean, thank you so much for your time, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, all good.
We're going to be dropping all the Pack socials down below in the comments. We're going to be dropping the organisation he's under currently, which is Clutch Rayn. All of their socials down below. So please go check it out. Go drop the man a follow. Keep up with his socials. Why is that Toronto? If you're listening to this on Spotify, then please leave a review. If you're watching on YouTube, then please hit that subscribe button. And I mean, until next time, that is us done. And Pack, again, thank you so much, mate.